and welcome back to the cafe. So I've been really thinking about this idea of photo field trips lately and using photographs in my collage artwork. For the 100 Days of Collage, I had such an inspiring time doing that body of artwork, and same with the 20-piece collage artwork I did with Lizbeth. Now, those projects were both really quite big, and especially the 100 Days. Wow, I gotta say, I was kind of burnt out at the end of that deal. I was definitely feeling it and needed a break. But now, like these pictures here, I just took this little photo field trip a few weeks ago, and this, all of these images right here are from that. And I'm calling this series The Last Standing Botanicals, because they're like right before the snow started flying, and I really feel so blessed to go out and take these photo field trips. And I hope this idea excites you as well. One of the greatest things I get from doing this is I get to look at the world around me in a way that I wouldn't normally look at it. So let's talk about how we want to handle our photographs and use them to just the best of our ability to protect them and make them last for many years to come. Now, there's 3 different kinds of paper I like to use when I'm printing my photographs. So you want a premium printer paper, any kind of cardstock, or I also like to use matte photo paper. Now, I've never used gloss photo paper, so I don't know how the results would be for that. You can definitely try it and experiment, play around with it, and see what you think. But those are the 3 papers I like to use. Now, these here are inkjet prints. I went ahead, I like to do different sizes so that I have a nice little stash going for my photo collage artwork. And then these, I treat them, I seal them, and then I just tear them apart so that I can have all these images in my stash to work with. So let's go ahead. I want to show you real quick. I've done this before on my channel, but I want to do it today just in case you haven't seen it. This is a great idea that a lady gave me a long time ago on one of my videos, and I've been doing it ever since, and it works great. So I like to take a little bit of this Liquitex matte medium, and it's the fluid, of course, and it doesn't take much at all of this. Just that is plenty. And then I went ahead and sprung for a bigger plate, and a plate that I could set aside to really just do this, because I was using my other plate, my 9x12, and I use it so much for painting that I was really my prints were not coming out as great because my plate, I couldn't get it really pristine and clean. So I did go ahead and spring for a plate just for this alone. And the reason I did that is because I do this a lot. I seal a lot of images. So if you're wanting to really protect your photographs, I think it's very worth it. I think it's an investment that is just, you know, it's always there, and then you can jelly plate on your other one and get it as dirty and stained as you wish, and then you'll always have this pristine one set aside just for your photographs. Now, you can also, of course, do prints off the computer, and we're going to be doing all different kinds of topics. I wanted to tell you real quick while we're sitting here doing this, I just like to keep the edges of my plate clean as I can. I'm going to be doing a lot of different little series, and I'm going to be doing around 10, 12-ish pieces per series. So I'll be sure to put them in the title as I do these series. I'll put one of, you know, I'll do 1-10. That way you'll know it's one of 10, and there'll be 9 other videos to go along with that photo collage series, okay? Now, when you're doing this on your jelly plate, it doesn't matter what paper I use. I can walk away from this for as long as I need to. I've walked away for 10 minutes. I've walked away for hours, and it's fine. The one thing you don't, well, there's two things you don't want to do. One, you don't want to pull it too soon. I give this a minimum of 5 minutes before I pull it, just to make sure that the matte medium seals into the image and dries before I pull it. And of course, the other thing is, if you use a plate that you paint on, you really run the risk of destroying your print or really marring it up. Now, that might be a look that you want to go for. That can actually work to your advantage. But if it interferes with the image, you see where I'm going with this. It can be a bad thing. So I'm going to set that aside for a moment. Here's some more images that I had pulled from this photo field trip, and I have got to say, this is just, I find this so exciting. Does this idea inspire you? And if it does, what kind of photo field trips would you like to take? What's in your area that you think would be really fun to go and photograph and then use those images in your artwork? Do you like the idea of using photos in your collage? I love it. I used a few of my own photos at the end of the 100 Days of Collage series, and I fell in love with the idea. So a couple more things real quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the first one of this series. I've got a Facebook page. It's called Corey's Art Cafe. You can hop on there and see all of my artwork and all of my video links and follow that so that you can stay on top of what's happening. And I'm also on Instagram, and I would love it if you would tag me and show me what photos you're taking, what kind of collage work you're doing with your photos. There are some things you want to think about as far as copyright. So if you want to sell your artwork, this is an idea where us artists can really make a marketable piece of artwork to sell. Many pieces of artwork to sell, I should say. But you want to be careful of certain things. People, sculptures, things like that, because sculptures are other people's artwork. Houses, you could probably get in some trouble with that. You just want to be real careful as far as copyright goes. Nature, you really can't go wrong. Flowers, you can't go wrong. You get the idea. But do tag me. I'd love to see what you're coming up with. I find this idea just so inspiring, endlessly inspiring. It's such a jumping off place, and you can learn so much. And by the way, I took all of these with my phone. So all you need is your phone, and that's it. You can get out there and just have an amazing time. Now, if you want to take your really nice camera, of course, by all means, do that too. So now here's our images. These are all sealed and ready to go. I did want to say real quick, I work with inkjet prints. I also work with laser prints. Now, I seal all of them. The reason for, of course, the inkjet is because the ink will move on you, and they won't last as long if you don't seal them. And I want my artwork to last a very long time, so I seal everything. And the reason I seal the laser prints is because they have a sheen on them when you print them, and I don't like that. I really love a matte look. So you have a lot of different options. But let's go ahead for today and get into this first one. And I'll be sure to mark everything so you know exactly how many are coming for every series. Let's get into this.